Team Leaks has been around for years, providing leaked content for Ragnarok Mobile, which has allowed the community to see what's coming up before any official announcements. This has given us the opportunity to save up tickets for upcoming gacha rolls, buy and sell cards with future star versions, prepare for new classes, and more. I was honored that a founding member of Team Leaks named eulb agreed to an interview with me. You may also know eulb as one of the admins from the Ragnarok Mobile community Discord channel, where he is very active. It was great learning about eulb and about Team Leaks, especially since they've helped out the community so much over the years. Let's begin with the first question. What is the story behind your name eulb? His response, my original gamertag is Absolute001. However, the game didn't allow such long names, so I basically thought of something that is easy to type, and something short so it's something that can be easily remembered. I chose eulb because blue was taken and that it didn't have any unnecessary characters. I dislike using special characters in my name. It is also not offensive to anybody, at least not that I'm aware of. Next, how did Team Leaks form and what was its goal? He replied, it formed in the culmination of the 4th job leaks. Originally formed by me, Cerulean Blues, also known as Ekranal, and Cremissi. Together with Editor, who is an ex-ROM player now, and Idle Hands. Bacon was our first translator, but there was so much to do that we had to request help from other people that could translate for us. It was formed because rather than us doing the same stuff individually, it would be much more efficient if we could divide the workload of decrypting all the way to data presentation. Its goal was also to prevent fake information from spreading around, so having Team Leaks as a known, reliable source was the main goal. Second goal is to provide such information for free. The members may have patrons, but there won't be any paywalled information. Next, what is your role in Team Leaks? He responded, there are no concrete roles in Team Leaks. Everything is volunteer based. People can join in or not for the part they want to. Next, why do people in the ROM community Discord channel keep calling you a dev? He responded, there's a running joke that I am one of the devs. This is not factual at all. My denial led them to believe that I am an undercover dev in the community Discord, and as such, they claim that I am not dev in a sarcastic manner. I believe that most of the regulars in Unofficial are aware that I am really not one, but I think those that lurk or are new to the server may actually believe that. In reality, I am a 20-year-old college student from the Philippines, so there is no way I can be a developer for the game. A response to his answer is I'm glad that he confirmed he is not a dev. Even when Enkido and Whack-A-Mole were requesting eulb as an interviewee, they were also joking about him being a dev or not a dev. That even made me question what was true or not, but eulb did say that he is not a dev and he's just a regular player. Funnily enough, Friane had come up with a query that showed that eulb had denied being a dev about 209 times in January of this year. And there have been hundreds of mentions of him being a dev, and this will probably continue until the end of time. Next, do any members of Team Leaks work for ROM? He responded, no, there are none. Next, do you do any data mining? He responded, yes, I data mine most of the stuff that are being posted in my page right now. I also set up the spreadsheets that are used from the data that I gather. I took a look at one of eulb's Facebook posts, which shows the spreadsheet for the monthly gacha for April 2022. All this data comes from reverse engineered code, so they can be more accurate in determining what the effects actually are. For example, eulb puts a comment saying he double-checked the final code and that the Cyber Usagi is final damage. And he puts a code snippet as well, and then updates the spreadsheet. Next, are you getting leaks from the China beta testing server? He replied, yes, most of the leaks come from the China beta testing server. I used to use WeChat, but it was a pain in the ass to use because you could only use it in 2 devices, so I didn't want to use it anymore. I used to talk to Chinese beta testers, but not for leaks directly. I am a tester in the Chinese beta testing server. Next, do you have any favorite leaks you'd like to share over the years? He responded, my favorite leak is of course the 4th job classes. These 4th jobs were never released in any of the classic RO games, so I was pretty hyped when there were traces of the 4th job in the game files back then. Even more so with the icons for the 4th job, as those were what really cemented the Team Leak's name back then. There were many posts about the 4th job that eulb mentioned. 2 posts that I found very interesting was one from Cerulean Blues that he posted on Facebook regarding data mining the icons for the 4th job. A lot of people really couldn't believe it, and of course we know Team Leaks was right after all. Another one was the video about the Ragnarok Mobile 4th job teaser for all jobs. This was a very popular video, and I'll post a link to it in the description. Next, in February, you already leaked April content. How far ahead is the China beta test server compared to C or Global? He responded, these gacha leaks are not yet available in-game. So, if I had to compare the Chinese beta test server to the one of C or Global, I'd only say they are ahead by 1 episode, which we are getting in March, and 1 or 2 monthly patches. Next, the channel merge was not well received by many players. Developers said it was for GVG. Have you seen what this new GVG revamp will be like? He responded, I've actually heard about the new GVG revamp. However, there is still nothing concrete yet as to be leaked. Before posting on my page, I want the information to be mostly in its final stages. I've regretted doing that WeChat Ninja skill list leak, because it is all just hearsay. Next, what do you think of the game's current state? He responded, I personally think it is dying. Global Server in particular has a problem with their exchange, wherein most of their late game cards are locked on low prices, and as such makes the late game part of ROM very dull. C Server, specifically Eternal Love, on the other hand, may still have lots of players. However, slowly but surely, people are leaving due to the lack of late game activities. Boss hunt may become dull, lack of PvP activities, weekly dungeons become a chore. There was also this channel merge, which has accelerated the decision of people to quit the game. This channel merge was done without the communities knowing, and came all of a sudden, right after a 6v6 season had ended. It made a lot of people quit and or go on hiatus. I wish for the ROM team to be more transparent and be open to their community before they make such big decisions. Doing so may just hurt the game in the long run. Remember, most of the players do not play the game for the game itself anymore, but rather for their community, guilds, friends, and etc. Please do not ruin the environment that these people have created for themselves. I 100% agree with what eulb said about the state of the game and about the channel merge. He talked about the global exchange being bad, and yes, one example is the Moonlight Flower card, which costs about 43 million, so there's always going to be thousands of snappers, making it nearly impossible to get. On C, there's much less competition for Moonlight Flower since it costs about 5.9 billion zenny. So the number of snappers is usually very low. Next, since you see future content, what do you think of the game's future? He replied, I want to stay hopeful, but I think there might not be some exciting stuff that people would expect. I cannot actually guess what the next episode is going to bring though, until it's been finalized in the developer's planning and implementation process. Right now, there are not yet any leaks for the next episode, maybe except for the fact that it will contain GVG 2.0. Next, what are the official Team Leaks resources? eulb provides the Team Leaks Facebook pages, which includes his own eulb games, Blessed Cerulean, and Crimis C26. All their links will be in the description. Next, eulb provided the Team Leaks YouTube pages for eulb games, Crimis C26, Cerulean Blues, and Nelizaga21, who's Idle Hands. Again, the links will be in the description. eulb continues, people can also reach us in the unofficial Discord community server, discord.gg/RagnarokM. Next, do you have any shoutouts? He replied, I want to give a shoutout to everyone that has supported me and Team Leaks so far. I also want to give a shoutout to the people in the unofficial community server, as they're usually the first one we turn to if we have questions about certain stuff. I'd also like to give a shoutout to my guild 100, because I would have probably quit the game already if it weren't for them. I'd like to show appreciation to certain people as well, but I'd rather do that in private rather than publicly. Thanks so much for eulb for sharing so much and also providing so much insight into Team Leaks. If you enjoyed this interview, please like, comment, and subscribe.